And welcome to our NCAA March Madness Skype session. Pleased to be joined by West Virginia's Jevon Carter. The Mountaineers 4-0 in the Big 12 and 15-1 overall. Their next game is at Texas Tech this Saturday. The Red Raiders off to a great start themselves, 14-2 overall. All right, Jevon, I want to go back actually first. You're from Illinois. What made you sign and eventually play for Bob Huggins at West Virginia?
The main thing was Bob Huggins playing for a legendary coach like himself. I couldn't pass that up. I wasn't really highly recruited coming out of high school, so my options was limited. And playing for a Power 5 school like West Virginia, I just couldn't pass that up.
And what do you think you've been able to do over these, 3.5 years that really has shown to yourself that you were able to elevate your game and put yourself in a position where I believe you are one of the contenders for National Player of the Year?
Just hard work. I always believed in myself. I always had a circle of people that believed in me. I've always worked just as hard as I can, just trying to be the best I could. And playing against the best players in the country, there's no other way.
If you were to go back and talk to that Jevon Carter coming out of high school before he comes to West Virginia, what would you tell him to expect in Morgantown?
I don't know. That the fans gonna love you no matter what. So don't worry about the pressure of having to play good. They understand it's a game. It's gonna be some ups. It's gonna be some downs. But just stay humble and just compete and just give your all.
What about if you were to tell that Jevon, okay, here's how you got to make sure that you want to practice and play for Bob Huggins. Here's how you have to do it.
Don't take no plays off. Play as hard as you can on defense. Always listen. Never talk back. Because sometimes when he starts yelling at you, you wanna say your side, but your side never really matters. Just always listen to him, because it's not about how he say it. It's about what he's saying.
He has said that he is a little bit more mellow than certainly. I've known him a long time. When he was coaching way back at the beginning of his career at Cincinnati. How much do you think that he is? I don't know if mellow is the right word, but how have you seen him be a little bit more calmer, if at all, during the course of your career at West Virginia?
I would say he gives us a lot more leeway. He's not as strict as I was told he was back in the day. So he gives us a lot of freedom. He got a lot of confidence in us, and he really believes in his guys.
How did you earn his trust?
Playing hard, showing my work ethic, showing that I'm going to give him 110% no matter what. Just being a hard worker.
This team started out, and it probably wasn't fair to judge you guys. You're in Germany. You're playing Texas A&M when they were obviously playing much better. You can't judge a team on a first game. But since that game, you guys haven't lost. What's been the biggest difference from early November to right now here in the middle of January?
Everybody bought into what the coaches were saying. They told us if we didn't bring it, we were going to get blew out to Texas A&M, and that's what happened. And we know we don't want that feeling again, no time soon. So we just buy in and go out there and just give our all.
You guys had a great game against Oklahoma and Trae Young. First of all, what were your impressions of Trae Young?
He's pretty good. He's smart. He's crafty. He uses his body well. He can really shoot it from anywhere. He can handle it. He's a very good player.
How much did you get up for a challenge like that? And I'm sure you've had others, obviously, in your career. Certainly a lot of guards at Kansas. I mean, how much did, when you knew the hype that he had and it was earned, did you get up for that challenge?
Definitely. That's really every night in the Big 12. I feel like it's 10 teams in this conference. I feel like we got the best guards there is out there in the country. So that's every night. Like every night, if you don't bring your A game, it will show.
You know, you guys have had. It seems like these other players on your team that don't get the hype have really started to evolve, and I'm really thinking like someone like Teddy Allen, who's really starting to get, I think, the praise that he deserves. What is it about Allen's game that really fits this West Virginia culture that really has been a perfect match for helping you guys improve this season?
He's an inside scorer. His presence inside is much needed. He's a matchup problem. He's probably not a lot of teams focused on that scout report, so he can come in and just play his game and be confident. And that kid, he has a tremendous amount of confidence in himself. And we just tell him, like, we're going to need you, so just keep your head.
And how have you worked so well with Dexter Miles?
How?
Yeah, I mean, why has there been such a great relationship with you two on the court that it just seems like the two of you just fit?
Probably because our relationship off the court is the exact same. We came in together. We was here the first year at West Virginia. I feel like we done been through almost every basketball situation possible, and it's like we just know how to get through things.
You guys are going to add Ace Ahmad, 6'8" junior, for this game against Texas Tech. I'm sure you've seen him. What kind of impact do you think he could have on this team?
A huge impact. He's another scorer for us. He's a tremendous rebounder, length, IQ. He's been here. He's just another guy that can help us in so many ways.
This is a team that has its own identity in the West Virginia. For those, if someone was just to land from the moon here, okay, onto planet Earth and say, okay, tell me about West Virginia. How would you describe West Virginia, the way in which you guys play?
Just relentless. No matter what, we're gonna come at you. No matter what the score is, no matter the time, no matter the game, place, no matter who we playing, we just gonna give you our all. And we're not gonna stop. We're gonna be physical, and we're gonna play until that horn go off.
A lot of players, Jevon, want to play fast, and that's great. It's entertaining. It's a great way to play, but not everyone can. What do you think are the critical aspects to being able to play like this in terms of conditioning, strength, basketball IQ? What makes it work that you better be all in on if you want to play the way you guys play?
It starts in the off season. We lift real hard. We condition real hard. We practice real hard. It's just got to be an everyday thing. You can't come in and take days off or not go hard in conditioning or not go hard in weights, because if you don't, it's going to show. Like you need everything that we do, you need it. And I don't think we would be as successful if we didn't do one of those things.
What's the ceiling for this team this season?
National champs.
And before I let you go, Jevon, Bob Huggins finally is on the list of being an eligible candidate to get into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. We'll find out at the Final Four in San Antonio. You've played for him now almost 4 years. What makes Bob Huggins a Hall of Famer?
I could go on and on and on. It's everything about him. He's a man of his word. He will never lie to you, no matter the situation. He's loyal. He's intelligent. He's smart. He's just everything you want in a coach. He's like a father figure. He cares about all his players. He wants the best out of everybody. And he always tells you it's not about him. It's about who we play for.
Jevon Carter, West Virginia senior guard. I think a National Player of the Year candidate, as well as obviously a Big 12 Player of the Year candidate. Maybe the same competition with Trae Young in Oklahoma for both awards. And this team certainly can reach the Final Four if all things click for you. Appreciate it. Thank you for taking time here on our NCAA March Madness Skype session.
No problem.